You know, in the world of luxury, there are very few things that have the same kind of mystique as a real Cuban habano. For a lot of people, sure, it's just some rolled up tobacco. But if you know, you know. It's something else entirely. It's the result of this incredible dance between the perfect climate and a whole lot of human hands. So today, we're going to break down exactly what goes into the price of this perfection. So let's just get right to the big question, right? Why the crazy price tag? Is it just some really clever marketing scheme? Well, the answer is a hard no. The cost is a direct result of a whole chain of factors that pretty much defy all the rules of modern mass production. Okay, let's get into it. It all starts, literally, with the ground itself. I mean, before a single seed is even planted, the first and maybe the biggest cost is already set by something that nobody can control: the earth. And that brings us to this idea of terroir. If you're into wine, you've heard this a million times. Just like the best wines from France, the whole character of a habano is completely tied to the land it comes from. And we're not just talking about any old dirt. It's a very specific chemical signature in the soil, a precise level of humidity, a certain amount of sun. You get the idea. And that one-of-a-kind terroir, it only exists in one place on the entire planet, the Vuelta Abajo region in Cuba. This isn't a brand name. It's a specific, very limited patch of land. You can't just make more of it. So this geographic scarcity is the first major hurdle. The global demand for brands like Cohiba is just way, way bigger than what this special soil can ever hope to produce. So, from the earth, the whole process then moves to the next essential part: the hundreds, and I mean hundreds, of expert hands that touch every single leaf. The process is so manual, it's actually kind of hard to believe. Look, growing tobacco for a real habano is one of the toughest gigs in farming. First off, the leaves are harvested one by one, not the whole plant at once. Then they go into these wooden curing barns for round-the-clock surveillance. A sudden weather change can totally wipe out a multi-million-dollar harvest. And after that, the leaves go through months of natural fermentation to get rid of impurities and really dial in the flavor. And that whole process is guided purely by the intuition of master craftsmen. And the final step in this whole agricultural marathon brings us to the artist at the very center of it all: the torcedor, the cigar roller. A master roller, what they call a Category 9, has spent years, sometimes decades, perfecting their craft. Their whole mission is to create the perfect draw. If they roll it too tight, you can't smoke it. Too loose, and it burns all wrong. Every single cigar is a testament to years of training that literally lives in their fingertips. But wait, the hands-on work isn't even done yet. Back in the factory, another expert, the escogedor, comes in. Their entire job is to sort the finished cigars by tiny, almost invisible shades of color, just to make sure that every single cigar in a box looks exactly the same. This adds hours of labor just for visual perfection, a step you'd never, ever see in industrial manufacturing. So we've got the earth, and we've got the hands. But now we get to the most luxurious, and definitely the most expensive, invisible ingredient in every single habano: time itself. Okay, this is really the kicker. The tobacco in a standard habano is already aged for 2 to 3 years before it's even rolled. But for the top-of-the-line cigars, like a limited edition or the legendary Cohiba Bajique, you're looking at a minimum of 5 years of aging. Just try to imagine the insane cost and logistics of storing huge amounts of tobacco in perfect climate-controlled conditions for half a decade. This timeline really puts it into perspective, doesn't it? It shows the long, patient journey of just one leaf. From the moment it's picked, it spends months curing, more months fermenting, and then years, sometimes many, many years, just aging. And there is absolutely nothing in this process that's artificially sped up. It's ready when it's ready, period. So we've gone through the whole physical creation. But to really get the price, we have to look at the global business strategy that locks in the habano status as the ultimate luxury good. Back in 2022, something huge happened. Habanos SA, the company that distributes them globally, completely ditched their regional pricing. Instead, they brought in a global pricing policy, which basically pegged the prices of their best brands all around the world to the most expensive market on Earth, Hong Kong. Overnight, prices just went through the roof, everywhere. The strategy here was crystal clear. This wasn't just about making more money. It was a deliberate repositioning of the brand. The whole point was to take the habano out of the conversation with other premium cigars and put it right alongside Swiss watches and high fashion. It was a power move to create a singular, unmatched status symbol.
All right, so we've looked at the earth, the hands, the time, and the market strategy. Let's pull it all together and give a final verdict on the real value of a habano.
This quote just nails the paradox of the habano perfectly. The price starts to make sense when you realize that absolutely nothing has been rushed. There are no chemicals to speed up curing, no machines doing the rolling, and absolutely zero shortcuts when it comes to aging. It's like a relic from a pre-industrial time being sold in our hyper-modern world. So when it comes down to it, the price isn't really just for tobacco leaves. You're paying for a piece of that unique soil from Vuelta Abajo. You're paying for the incredible skill of hundreds of artisans. You're paying for years and years of patient waiting. And you're paying for the history, the ritual, and the guarantee of an experience that has no equal. And that really leaves us with one final thought. In our world, a world that is just obsessed with speed, efficiency, and finding the next shortcut, what's the real value of something that defiantly, proudly takes its time? What is the true price of perfection?